Morgue Chat, kiddos. Another fine Sunday. Bunch of stuff that you need to know. A lot of you particularly need to know this week. This is going to be called responsibility, condemn or condone. Now the reason I say this is because if you do not stand up to condemn something in which you do not like, you have condoned it. You think it is okay. Now we're going to break this up into 4 pieces. We got, let's talk about country first. Responsibilities in a country. First, your federal government. Their responsibilities are to defend against invasion of our borders. To build and maintain infrastructure, and I'm talking about levees, interstates, and landfills. Crap like that the whole nation needs to progress. They need to collect the necessary taxes for such. Just what they need for this. And then they need to get the hell out of the states and the citizens' way. That is their responsibilities. Now the state's responsibilities in this, every damn thing else that helps to contribute to the welfare and well-being and prosperity of their state and their citizenry. You. Let's talk about you. Your responsibilities are the protection and well-being of your family, the immediate community around you in which you live. Now, this also includes your duty, and it is in the Constitution, your duty to throw down any such government that gets in your way of doing the second 2 things. Maintaining your own way of living and helping progress your state. Remember, we are a federation of states. We are not the USA or the United States of America. U.S. is nothing without Michigan, without Nevada, without Texas. Now, let's go into the second part of responsibility. Let's go into family. You know, I had jackets to switch as I was going through these parts, but it just seems trifling now, so we're just going to talk, me and you. Let's switch from laws and rights to ethics and fairness. And now, in the last 40 years, you got to think, we've had civil uprisings and we've had new civil rights laws. Well, what did that really do? We have to give blacks jobs because it's their rights. We would be going against their civil rights if we didn't. We have to give women jobs. Equality, equality, equality. We have to now give the obese and the queers and the illegals jobs because it's, you know, we would be hurting their civil rights by not letting them have our jobs. And you wonder where the unemployment rate came from. There is only so many jobs. And if you hand it up and divide it between people who are not the best suited perhaps for those jobs, that's where you lose. Yes, you lose. Alright, now it seems that women, and I am in one of those relationships where my woman makes more than me. So, I had to take this upon myself as being a man, say, well, it's not up to me just to take out the garbage and cut the grass anymore. Because in any relationship, you need equality. That's what all these civil rights were about. Well, equality now in making less than your woman means that you have to cook. It means you have to do the laundry. It means you have to mop the floors. Anything to make it equal. I make this much, she makes this much, so I got to do this much more to make that equal. Makes sense, doesn't it? Now, one of the reasons for the breakdown in the American family is people not realizing this. Alright? People started thinking, basically guys started getting pissed because they were not the breadwinners anymore. And the bitches were mad because the money wasn't there. Well, that was the beginning of the breakdown in the American family. And a lot of these civil rights and institutions like the ACLU are helping to promote this, not helping the family, helping to promote the breakdown of it. Alright, let's get on to business. We got no time here. In taking on the role of any business, I am a small business owner that serves others. It is essential to base it upon ethics, responsibility, and fairness. You know, profit cannot come before these other three things. Otherwise, you are not a business, you're a freaking thief. Now, it seems to me that if you're in a service company and you show up without the correct parts or the correct frame of mind to complete a certain task in a given amount of time to save that homeowner money in your effectiveness, then you do not charge the homeowner for that. You can't. If I have to run out to get a part, it takes me a freaking half hour, I'm not going to charge your $20 labor for me driving down there. You know why? Because I should have had that part. That's my responsibility as a business owner. And if you have somebody running around inept, wasting the homeowner's time, then guess what? They shouldn't have to be billed for that either. Because that is either your ineptness in not being able to figure it out, or your ineptness in being able to hire others that can do so. Alright. Forget that. How about litter, though? I work on people's yards every day. How do you walk past a piece of freaking litter that is on the ground when you are there to make sure that that home runs better? That you are there to provide a service for that home, and you walk past a blown McDonald's wrapper on their freaking lawn. Well, guess what? It doesn't look good because there's a blown McDonald's wrapper on their freaking lawn. You have now shirked your responsibility towards that customer, the community in which you're working, the state, and your earth. How about that? It's a four-for-all. Alright. Yeah, this is what we're getting to. Now it's about bands. Let's talk about bands. Now this can be both tied into family and business, because if you are an individual joining forces with others for the realization of a common goal, that being to make a name for yourself and hopefully get signed to a label so that you can make your hobby your career. Now, a band is a chain where the weakest link is exactly how strong that band is and is going to be. You have a responsibility to support your band equally, no matter how many people are in it. Just like family responsibilities, if you cannot support and move your band towards its goal with monetary means, then you must do more in the way of promotion and legwork and labor to close that rift. Because you are creating a rift. And you must do more in the way, say you have all the cash. You got plenty of cash to throw around, but you have no willingness to engage in the legwork or promotion. Well, then you better open up them purse strings and start dumping that shit, because you need to close that rift. Now, if you do not share the goals of your band, or that your band is in, and you only want a little fun a couple times a month, well then, what you should do is quit. Because by taking up space and air, you ask others to do your part for you. And by not taking the bull by the horns, you allow others to do that for you. Then it is up to them in which way they are to drag this bull. And if you don't like the direction that they're dragging it in, guess what? You have no say, because through your inactivity and passiveness, you gave your consent. If you did not stand up to condemn something, you condone it by default. You are okay with it. Whether it be government, business, family, or bands, just remember some of what I'm trying to tell you the next time that you're stomping your feet and you're crying because you don't like it and it isn't the way you wanted it. By your silence, you condoned it. So suck it up. Good more chat to you, children. Later. Have a Sunday.